My video. There's my video. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Exercise with Exos. I hope everyone's having a great Thursday so far. Today, we're going to be doing another EMOM workout. So, every minute, we'll have a full minute to complete the set of exercises that I have laid out. So, we will do 3 separate ones, kind of similar to what we did last week. So, we'll do 2 exercises for 6 minutes, and then we'll do a second set of exercises for 6 minutes and a third set of exercise for 6 minutes. So, we'll go back and forth for 6, switch it up, back and forth, switch it up, back and forth. So, that's the layout of the workout today. And for our rep ranges, we are going to be aiming for anywhere from 8 to 12 reps. So if you hear that there's 20 seconds left of the minute and you've done 8 reps, push yourself and try and do a couple more. But, if you're only at 5 reps, then, maybe you're just hitting that 8 rep mark. So that's why I'm giving those rep ranges for you today. So I'll go ahead and explain everything. So our first 2 exercises that we're going to go back and forth for, we are going to do a squat part a second. We're doing an RDL into a squat. So we're going to stand with our feet shoulder width apart, and we're going to do an RDL. So we're going to push our butt back like we're closing a door until our chest is roughly parallel with the ground, and we start to feel that pull in our hamstrings. And then we're going to squat down, and then we'll squeeze the glutes and stand back up. So RDL, pushing those hips back, down into a squat, standing back up. So that whole thing is 1 rep. So the RDL and the squat is 1, 2, so counting like that, going anywhere from 8 to 12 for the full minute. And then the second exercise of this combination is going to be a plank. And then we're going to tap our knee to the same side elbow. So we're going to be in a nice plank position, hands directly below the shoulders. And we're going to take each knee and touching each elbow to the outside. So I'll show you from the front angle. You're going to be tapping each elbow to each side. And again, anywhere from 8 to 12 on each side. So that's the first one. So we'll do that for 6 minutes. And then our second thing that we're going to do for 6 minutes is we're going to be on the ground for the first one. And we're going to do glute bridge leg extensions. So we're going to be here, feet again shoulder width apart. We're going to squeeze the glutes up into that bridge position, and then we're going to take one leg and we're going to extend out. So we're going to squeeze that quad and then step back down, squeeze the quad, step back down. So it's kind of like the glute bridge marches that we've done in the past, but this one we're really extending the leg using our quad. So we're going to hold at the top, extend each leg 8 to 12 times, and then we're going to flip over to the side and we're going to do more planks. So the second exercise is going to be a plank, but we're going to touch the knee to the opposite elbow. So bringing the knee across your body, tapping each elbow 8 to 12 times. And then for the last one, for those of you who were here last week, we're going to do the same thing, okay? So we're going to do burpees and marches. So this week, if you were here at this class last week, I want you to aim for 1 to 2 more reps of burpees than you got last week. So let's say we got 8 last week. I want you to get 9 or 10 this week, okay? Same rep scheme, 8 to 12. If you want to push it up to 15, I definitely am going to challenge you guys to do 15. If you are not in the position to jump for your burpee, instead, you're going to have your hands up in the air, plant them on the ground, step back 1 leg at a time, and then step back up and stand up, squeezing the glutes. So anytime if you're jumping or if you're not jumping, I really want us to emphasize planting the whole foot on the ground while we're here, keeping that butt down, squeezing the glutes as we stand up, okay? So we'll do that. 8 to 12, bumping that up to 15 if you're comfortable with 15. And then we're gonna march for a minute. So it's gonna be active rest. We're just gonna march, getting that knee to 90-degree angle. Here we want 2 90-degree angles, alternating hand with leg. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with our warm-up. So we are going to start off with a hip flexor to hamstring stretch, okay? So we're going to be on the ground in a half kneeling position. So I'm going to start with my right leg on the ground, my left foot on the tall kneeling here. And I'm going to push my hips forward, squeezing my right glute, stretching out the front of my right leg. So right in here, we're reaching up overhead. So we're going to hold this for about 3 to 5 seconds. Really feel that stretch. And then we're gonna lean back into a hamstring stretch. So again, letting this front leg, feeling that in the back of our thigh. Again, holding 3 to 5 seconds. And then we're gonna switch. So we're going back to the hip flexor. So it's gonna be an active stretch, you guys. So holding that hip flexor, really stretching out the front of our hip, and then back into hamstring, stretching out the back of our leg. Breathing into the tightness here, and then one more. Hip flexor, really squeeze that glute as hard as you can. Really stretching out the front of our hip, and back into hamstring. Stretching out the back of our legs here. And switching over then now to the other side. So my left knee is on the ground, right foot on the ground. And we're gonna lean forward, squeezing the left glute, keeping our pelvis nice and tucked. Really feeling the stretch in the front of our left leg and into a hamstring stretch. So stretch out the back of our hamstrings here. This is gonna help us get ready for those squats RDLs, guys. Or sorry, I keep saying it backwards. RDL squat. Okay, back into the hip flexor. We're gonna do this 2 more times. So really stretching out the front of our leg here and back into hamstring. Awesome job, everyone. And last one, hip flexor. Squeeze that glute and into a hamstring stretch. All right, you guys, awesome. So now we're gonna go ahead and stand back up. We're gonna do one last stretch before moving into the circuit. My head is now cut off. We're gonna be doing the world's greatest stretch. We're gonna start on the top of our mat or in the top of our space here. And we're gonna take our right leg, we're gonna grab our knee, lift it towards our chest, really stretch out those hips here. And then we're gonna go into a reverse lunge. Placing our hands on the inside of our left leg. Holding here, really opening up those hips. And let's go ahead and take that left hand, pointing up towards the ceiling. Make sure that gaze is following your thumb. Want that chest to open as much as we can here. And let's place that left hand on the other side of our left foot. We're gonna push back up into a hamstring stretch. So really keeping the back of our thigh nice and loose here. And then let's go ahead and place our right foot next to our left foot and stand back up. Awesome job, everyone. We're now gonna do the other side. So grabbing the left knee, bringing this close to our chest as we can, keeping that balance. And back into a reverse lunge, placing both your hands on the inside of your right leg. Really feeling that stretch in the back of our hip. We wanna make sure our back leg is nice and flat. And now we're gonna take our right hand, point it towards the ceiling, make sure the gaze is following the thumb. Really make sure that chest, if you have a logo in your chest, you want it to face exactly the opposite wall. Keep that back nice and flat. Now let's go ahead and place that right hand on the outside of our left foot, or sorry, right foot, and push back up into the hamstring stretch here. Breathing into any tightness you have. And let's go ahead and bring the left foot next to the right foot and go ahead and stand up. All right, you guys. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'll get the timer ready to go. We are starting off with the RDL to squat. 8 to 12 reps. We want to aim for the higher end of that, but if we can get the lower end, that's a-okay. And then we're doing plank, knee to same side elbow, okay? All right, we've got a full minute to complete each one. Starting the timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. So we're starting with our feet hip width apart, shoulder width apart. Bring that butt back and then down. So we want to pretend like we're closing that door behind us. And then squatting down. When we are going into the squat, we want to make sure our heel, big toe, and little toe are pushing the ground away from us here. Letting that knee track past our second toe, squeezing the glutes. And with the RDL, we want to make sure we go until we feel that stretch in our hamstring. Really trying to get the most out of that with that hamstring and the glutes here, you guys. Great job. We got 20 more seconds left. Aiming for 8 to 12 here. We got 15 seconds, and then we're doing our plank, knee to same side elbow. And we're gonna aim again from 8 to 12. Going in 3, 2, 1. So same side elbow. So tap each knee to the same elbow. And we want to make sure we use our core here and not our legs. So really exhale as you bring each knee to each side. It will help you really engage that lower core, and we can pretend like we're crushing an apple with our lower stomach, which will also help engage that core. Want to make sure our pelvis is tucked, back is nice and flat, hands are directly below the shoulders here. Doing 8 to 12 on each side. We got 20 seconds, and then we're going back to the RDL to squat. So really keep using that core, you guys. Staying stable. We got 10 seconds. We're moving up to the RDL to squat. Going in 3, 2, 1. Pushing your hips back into the RDL and then down into the squat. We want to make sure our core is nice and tight here so that our back is staying nice and flat. We want to make sure the pelvis is tucked. And then with the squat portion, again, make sure knee is tracking past your second toe. Use your whole foot, heel, big toe, little toe, to push the ground away from you as you squeeze your glutes and explode up. Again, we are doing 8 to 12 here. Trying to go until you feel that stretch in your hamstring. We got 20 more seconds to finish. Those reps up. You guys doing awesome. Really getting that hamstring work in today. We got 10 more seconds and then we're going into our planks. Staying with the same side elbow. 3, 2, 1. And we are doing 8 to 12 on each leg here. Exhaling as we bring our knees to our elbows. Want to make sure those hips are staying nice and level. Pretend like you have those headlights on your hips, blinding the ground below you. Using that core, keeping your hands directly below the shoulders here. And again, want to make sure we are using our core instead of those hip flexors to bring our knees up. We got 20 more seconds here. And then we got one more set of the RDL, the squat, one more set of these planks, and then we're going to move on to the glute bridge extensions and more planks. All right, 3, 2, 1. Last set of RDL to squat. Really pushing the ground away from us. Core is nice and tight. The whole movement. Doing 8 to 12 reps of these, you guys. Really pushing those glutes back and away from you and the RDL, and then squeezing them to the squat, to our standing position. Knees tracking past the second toe. Push the ground away from you with your whole foot. 20 more seconds. Finish those RDLs off strong. And then we'll do our plank, same side elbow. Where's my watch? Darn it. Okay, going. 3, 2, 1. So we're doing our last set of plank, same side elbow. Using that core, crush the apple, and exhale as you bring your knees up. Hands below the shoulders. We're doing 8 to 12 on each side. You guys are doing awesome. Keep up the hard work. Really keep that back nice and flat. Just like with the RDLs, want to use that core to keep everything nice and tight. Our headlights are blinding the ground. And we got 10 more seconds. And we're starting off on our backs for our glute bridge extensions. Go. With 3, 2, 1. So we're doing our glute bridge, kicking each leg out 8 to 12 times. So make sure we're Squeezing our glutes of the leg that's on the ground, and then kick our leg out with our quad. So we want to use the front of our leg to extend out. And we want to be careful that we're not kicking too hard here. We don't want to hurt our knees. My bun is touching the door. Again, we're doing 8 to 12 on each side, you guys. Keep those hips up as high as you can. We want a straight line from our hips to our knees here. And by hips, I mean shoulders. 20 more seconds. 8 to 12 on each side, and then we're going to flip over for more planks. I know, our favorite. Okay, 10 more seconds. We're doing plank, knee to opposite elbow. So we're switching it up. 3, 2, 1. Still doing the same rep range though, you guys, doing 8 to 12 on each side. And same thing with this, you guys. We want to turn our hips only slightly. We want to try and use our core to get those knees up, not the hips. We want to make sure, again, back is flat, core is tight, pelvis is nice and tucked, and the hands are directly below the shoulders. 8 to 12 on each side. We got 20 more seconds. And then we're flipping back over to the glute bridge extensions. I almost said marches. We're not marching, we're extending. All right, awesome job, you guys. You got 10 more seconds. Getting ready for those glute bridge extensions. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze those glutes. Keep them nice and squeezed. Really squeezing those quads to kick out the leg in front of us. Use your core to keep that pelvis nice and tucked. We want those flat lines from shoulder to our knees. We want to make sure we're not overextending that back. So use your core. Squeeze the glutes. Squeeze your quads. 8 to 12 on each side. Great job, everyone. We got 20 more seconds. And then we'll flip over for the planks. You guys are doing awesome today. Keep up the good work. We got 10 more seconds to our planks. 3, 2, 1. Touching each knee to the opposite elbow here. Keeping those butts down. Hips nice and level here. Shoulders are above the hands. Using that core to bring each knee to the opposite side. 8 to 12 per leg. You want to exhale to bring those knees up. That will help. We got about 30 seconds left. And then we got one more of each side. And then we're on to everyone's favorite part of the workout. I know I'm excited for that. Got 15 more seconds, everyone. We got one more round of each. Now we're doing our burpees. We're almost there. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Squeeze those glutes. Kick out the legs. 8 to 12 on each side. Really aiming to get as many as you can, you guys. If you can get more than 12, I challenge you to do that. We want to make sure that if we're going fast, we're keeping good form, okay? So really keeping those hips up, kicking out, using those quads, squeezing your glutes. Keeping that core tight. We got 20 seconds to finish up our reps. And then we're doing our planks. Last round of planks. Everyone's favorite. Actually, you guys actually might like planks. I don't know. I don't know what everyone likes. 3, 2, 1. Last round. Each knee to opposite side. 8 to 12 on each leg. Exhaling as we bring our knees up. Great job, everyone. Last round of planks, we got it. 8 to 12. Or more if you would like to do more. You can do as many or as little as you feel comfortable today. All right, 30 seconds, you guys. 35 seconds, or sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm really bad at math. 20 more seconds now. And we're gonna do the burpees next, okay? So remember, if you're not in the place to jump, we're just bringing those legs directly behind us. But if you would like to jump, make sure we're jumping nice and light and stay using those glutes. All right, you guys. 3, 2, 1. We're doing burpees. We're doing 8 to 12. If you were here last week, I challenge you to do 1 to 2 more reps than you did last time. And landing nice and softly. Use those glutes. We want to make sure that when we're putting our feet on the ground, we are using our whole foot here. Heel, big toe, little toe to jump up. 8 to 12. Doing 1 to 2 more than you did last time. Awesome job. You got 20 more seconds. Finish up your reps here. Oh, my head is cut off. Not like I can see anything without my glasses. Okay. We're going to start our marching for our active rest in 3, 2, 1. So we're just going to march it out. Again, just like with the burpees, we want to be nice and light on our feet here. Breathe in nice and deep, keeping that core nice and tight. Really drive with the core here. It's the theme of today. Drive your legs up with your core, not with those hip flexors. You tend to get really tight if we use them instead of the core. Great job, you guys. We got 20 more seconds, and then we got our next round of burpees. Great job, everyone. Going opposite arm, opposite leg. We got 10 seconds. Getting ready for our burpees in 3, 2, 1. Doing 8 to 12. Doing 1 to 2 more reps than you did the last time. Landing nice and soft on the feet. Drive. Push the whole foot on the ground. Pushing the ground away from you with your heel, big toe, little toe. Using those glutes. We lost count. We got 30 more seconds. Doing 1 to 2 more reps than the last time. And then we'll do our active rest with our marches. We got 10 seconds left to finish our burpees. Great job, everyone. I know those are tough. We got our active rest in 3, 2, 1. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Let's march it out. If you guys need to get water, go ahead and grab a sip. I know those burpees are tough. But we got 1 more set of burpees. And as soon as you finish those burpees, you guys go ahead and go into those marches. And we'll do until about 30 seconds after the burpee minute ends. And then we'll do our cool down. We've almost made it all the way through another exercise with Exos. But you guys are doing awesome. We got 20 more seconds. We got 1 more round of burpees. We're getting better today, you guys. It's always a goal. It's a little bit better than we were the day before. And we'll be so much better by the end of the year. All right, you guys, burpees. 3, 2, 1. Last round, really aiming to get more than we got last time. Light on your feet. Push the ground away from you. Make sure we're keeping that core nice and tight. We want our backs to be flat here. Great job, you guys. Finish strong. Doing 1 to 2 more than we did last time. We're almost there, about 20 seconds. We're just gonna march as soon as you finish those burpees. Got 15 more seconds. Great job, you guys. Doing awesome. 3, 2, 1. We're just gonna march it out for 30 seconds, you guys. Whew, catch your breath. That was awesome. Great job, everyone. We got 15 more seconds of marching. Wow, it's crazy how much better I can see when I put my glasses on. I can see all of your guys' faces now. All right. And 3, 2, 1. We have finished the workout for today. Give yourselves a nice little pat on the back. Awesome job. We're gonna go ahead. I want you guys to take a second, grab a sip of water if you need it. And we are going to make our way to the ground for our cool down.
Awesome one, Jazzy.
Yeah, Joan, good job.
I did my burpees again.
Yes, we're getting better. I spoiled you guys with no burpees for so long, I had to throw them back in. Okay, so we're gonna start on the ground, you guys. We are gonna be on our hands and knees for both exercises.
You asked what's our favorite. Burpees is definitely not my favorite.
It's gonna make you better though. It's awesome.
Me neither, Joan.
Okay, you guys. So we're gonna do some quadruped rocking today for our cool down, but we are gonna do it with the adductor stretch. So I'm gonna take my right foot first. I'm gonna put it out to the side like a kickstand. My heel, big toe, little toe are on the ground. And I'm going to rock back toward bringing my heel towards my glutes, squeeze my glutes and come back up. So we're gonna do 5 of those, you guys. Rocking back, squeezing and coming back up. This is gonna help stretch out our hips a little bit more, get those hip flexors nice and stretched out from all the marching and burpees we did. And wherever we're at, we're gonna go ahead and do 1 more. And now we're gonna switch to the other side. So now I'm gonna take my left leg and stick it out to the side like a kickstand. Foot flat on the ground, rocking back, glute to the heel, squeeze and come back up. We wanna make sure we're keeping our core nice and tight here too. Make sure that pelvis is nice and in line. We're gonna do 5 on this side as well. And we're gonna go ahead and do 1 more. Awesome. Okay, last part of the cool down. We're gonna do some child's pose. We're gonna do a nice wide leg child's pose again to kind of stretch everything out. So let's go ahead and bring those knees a little bit wider than our hips. Sink the heel back towards the glute and bring your forehead, chin, or cheek to the ground or the mat. We're gonna do 3 big breaths, okay? So I want everyone to inhale and exhale nice and deep and long. So we want our exhales to be slightly longer than our inhales. That's really gonna help our heart rates calm down here. So inhaling nice and deep. And a nice long exhale. And 1 more nice long inhale. And exhale. And let's go ahead and slowly rise back up to standing. And that will be all she wrote for today's exercise with Exos. So Thank you all so much for coming. I always appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to join us for the workout. I always like to challenge you guys. You guys do an awesome way to push yourselves today. I hope to see some of you or all of you later today. We have another stretch break at 2:30 with Luis. And if you guys are interested at all in having us come and do stretch breaks with your team, feel free to send any of us an email. You can send Clump 111 team an email and we'll get you set up with that. So hope to see you guys all later at the stretch break and have a great afternoon.